Hi there. So just to introduce myself, my name is Rob Coffey from Inwardbound, and I'm joined here by Sophie Adler, who is a European expert in ketamine therapy, and she will be one of the lecturers on our Inwardbound Introduction to Psychedelic Therapy training program, which is starting in September. So it's a pleasure to be joined by Sophie, who's a master's thesis in the use of psilocybin therapy. She's a psychologist and a specialist in ketamine infusions for depression. So thanks so much for joining us, Sophie. Maybe you can tell us a little bit about the work you're doing in Berlin at the moment.
Yeah, thank you for having me, and I'm really looking forward to this project, what we're going to do together. Yeah, I'm in Berlin since last September, where I've built up a private praxis for my boss, Dr. Scheib. I've been working with him in Mallorca since 2018. And as we all had to be confronted with Corona crisis last year, I told him in February, maybe we should think about going to Germany. And he said, yeah, Sophie, go for it. And yeah, so that's what I did. I built up a praxis with a team of physicians and psychologists and psychotherapists, where we offering ketamine therapy. And the interesting thing is that it's the classical ketamine infusion, which like many people might know, and ketamine hypnosis psychotherapy. That's the method I developed in 2018. And that's, yeah, a unique method which has incredible great results, which is beautiful to see and work with. And then we offer our clients neurofeedback and magnetic stimulation and biofeedback to combine with the ketamine infusion and normal psychotherapy. So we have an interesting range of different methods which we offer individual to our clients, which come from different places in this world. And yeah, it's a great work. We mainly work with treatment-resistant depression, suicidal ideation, anxiety, PTSD, trauma, addiction.
Incredible.
Yeah.
It sounds like really advanced and revolutionary work you're doing. So that you've developed your own program. What would you say the main advantages of ketamine are and ketamine treatment? What would you say the potential is for this type of therapy that you've seen?
Oh, that's a good question. I mean, first at all, it's incredible what ketamine can do for depressed people and suicidal thoughts, because it helps you to get out of the really like darkness of the like depressed mood in 40 to 50 minutes. Oh. And that's just like very potent and really great for the whole psychiatry, right? We haven't seen something like that. And ketamine is really safe, as we give it as an infusion, always with a physician together. And it has a really fast onset and offset. And yeah, the clients that come to our praxis have a long history of suffering and different therapy experiences, or different how you say, tries to get out of the suffering, but all of that didn't work. And then to have a tool to help them to get out of it is incredible to see, and very beautiful. Like a person who's coming to you and says she doesn't want to live anymore, and then after like sometimes only one session, they start to see new ways of living, of being alive, and the beauty of it. And that's incredible great for psychiatry.
That's incredible. Absolutely amazing work that you're doing. And what would you see as the challenges that face the entire psychedelic therapy field? You know, there's a lot of challenges in this work. Is there anything in particular around ketamine that you would like to raise awareness of for?
Yeah, the set and setting is super, super important. And there are many physicians who are offering ketamine infusions without having any background of psychotherapy, and sometimes not aware of the range, what can happen in this ketamine which can be very frightening or overwhelming, because people lose control and their daily consciousness changes to a state of altered consciousness, and that can be very frightening and overwhelming. So for me, it's super, super important to raise the awareness of the importance to have a guide with the clients during the infusion. That's why I developed the KHP, the method, and built up a training program for physicians, psychologists, and hypnotherapists to bring awareness to this importance. And on the other side, ketamine is used recreational in another context outside of psychiatry, in a very, I would say, how you say the word in English, dangerous, in a really dangerous way. So often people say it's not addictive, but that's what I see is a different story. And that's very sad, or like very important to be aware about that. But in the clinical context, with the infusion and the right set and setting, it's a whole different thing. But that's
incredible. You know, it's such amazing work that you're doing. I have a question then around hypnosis, because we in Ireland have been working a lot in the shamanic traditions, and hypnosis is simply another way of getting into altered states of consciousness. I feel. How would you talk about your use and your journey with hypnosis as a therapeutic tool with psychedelics?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a hypnotherapist, and I love hypnosis as a technique to help people to get in a relaxed state, to help them to experience how wonderful it can be to be fully relaxed in body, mind, and soul. And the hypnosis I'm using with the ketamine helps people really to start in a relaxed state already, or to navigate through this, because ketamine is like, you can compare it to a dreamlike state. So hypnosis was a wonderful method to help them navigating through it and working with your subconscious. And that's what ketamine does. You know, it's opening the way to the subconscious, and hypnosis is the technique who's working with the subconscious, and that's the beauty about it. And with hypnosis, everybody feels so much better afterwards than before. And I think hypnosis has a big potential to help people without any psychedelic assisted therapy. You know, that's like the totally potential it has. But in this field, for these really suffering people, the ketamine helps to make them more open for suggestions, because hypnosis is not working with for everybody. So not everybody is suggestible in the same way. And the people that come to us in the clinic, they often have a big topic with control and letting go. And so they are not really, easy to hypnotize, but the ketamine helps to get more in this altered state, and then the hypnosis can work way better. So that's the beauty about it, and that's why I'm making a study about it with the University of Tübingen.
Wow.
about the KHP.
Incredible.
The combination. To compare the possibility of hypnosis alone, or the combination with ketamine and hypnosis, or just ketamine infusion, and to see like where the differences. And
so this Sophie is pioneering work in the world. You're the first person doing this work, so it's really amazing to have you on our Inwardbound training. You're very humble, but you're doing pioneering work here, so thank you for that. And I know you've also written a master's thesis in German. You've written a book on the therapeutic use of psilocybin, which of course is what I've been working with, and we've been working with it in Holland with Inwardbound. So maybe you can talk a little bit about your own personal journey with psilocybin and how you feel it compares with ketamine, maybe as a therapeutic tool.
Yeah, well, I've written about it in 2017, a master thesis, because in university, my Professor Buchheim, she told us about the oxytocin, which they use for men while their woman is giving birth, so that the man is like getting better through the experience of the birth. And then I was like, okay, that's super interesting. So they're using like own hormones or like own things from the body, but for the male, which is normally not producing that. So I was starting to thinking about how psychiatry is changing. And then I came to the thought of, okay, so what are the other way to help people really out of the suffering? And I've seen here in Berlin so many people taking substances on a recreational way, which made me very concerned, because I've seen many people getting psychosis or really depressed or losing it. And that always moved me deeply to see how many people losing themselves somehow. And I thought about, okay, how can I bring awareness to this whole topic? And then I realized then somehow the mushrooms were like, it was super clear for me to write about them, because that just came to me, and I was like, okay, let's write about the potential of psilocybin for modern psychotherapy in research and practice. And that's why I wrote a totally scientific thesis, to just show what's the potential, to just show, okay, that's the research, these are the facts, that's what psilocybin can do. And it can do things that are super unique in the way of feeling. And that's what I did then for 1 year, to do my own research and just writing and reading the whole science about psilocybin and bringing this together. And
that was published in a book in Germany, isn't that correct? You're published.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Karl Auer publisher, which is like a really cool publisher. Yeah.
So you have a unique experience in that you've double experience with psilocybin and ketamine. So we're really interested on the Inwardbound training course to hear your insights into ultimately using different techniques and different substances to access the same material, the unconscious, the deep unconscious. And I resonate deeply with what you're saying about the necessity to educate people around safety and how these substances used recreationally or unsafely can be damaging and can lead to psychosis and other issues. So we will be exploring the importance of safety, and setting, and the therapeutic use of these amazing substances, but also the challenges of working with them. So it's a real pleasure to have you on the training. I can't wait to hear your lectures. And do you have anything else to talk about? Any other insights you might wish to leave with us at this time about where do you see this field of psychedelic therapy going in the next couple of years, maybe?
Well, for me, it's super interesting to work now with ketamine, because I I wrote about psilocybin because I see so much potential in psilocybin, but as ketamine is the only legal available psychoactive substance, I start to work with that. And it's interesting, I think, that we can start to bring in the different like knowledge from working with one substance and then transfer it to the other substance again, and this works. So all of us who working with different substances can work together, share our experiences and knowledge, and that's what I really hope for, that we all build up together a good team of professionals working with the substances, different perspectives, different know-how, and that we really take care about ethics and philosophical background too, and to do research all together, because that's super important, because not every substance is for everybody, as not every therapy is for everybody, so we really have to be aware and find out what's the best for whom, and then be like good connected enough to send our clients and maybe to someone else who's working better with that substance. And
absolutely the importance of this cross-pollination and coming together as therapists or people working in this field to come up with a code of ethics and best practice is essential, I feel, at this time. So I really look forward to seeing you in Berlin for Insight Conference, and hopefully getting some experience and maybe of some of these hypnosis therapy and ketamine. That would be wonderful. So thank you for connecting in, and anyone who's interested can join us on the inwardbound.nl website with more information about the training. And thank you. So good to see you.
Thank you too. I'm really looking forward.
And what's your website again, so we can, if you want to share about your work?
Mine is www.acsmindworks.com.
Perfect.
Or you find it on psychosomatic point. Oh man, psychosomatic.com. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Sophie, and have a beautiful evening in Berlin.
Yeah, thank you. All the best to Ireland.